What up, everybody? Welcome to Popcorn and Hot Takes. My name is Darius, and I have my amazing co-host with me.
Lynn Graham.
What up, Austin?
And we will be talking about everything with movies, TV shows, and entertainment. Today, we are talking about the Kevin Hart Roast. It's been a trending topic almost 2 weeks now, so we had to jump in and talk about it. So let's go ahead and kick it off. 3 hour roast, which is crazy. What were y'all thoughts just as y'all were watching it? When it first came on, did you guys have high expectations once you seen the list of comedians? Did you have high expectations? Did you think it was gonna be hilarious? Because a lot of people don't think Kevin Hart's funny no more. So what did you guys think as you first jumped into it?
I'll say this. I always prefer his stand-up. I never really cared about his movies. But I always thought his stand-up was good. Still to this day do for the most part. I haven't seen the newest one. But so I had actually like high expectations for it because one, I do think his stand-up is very funny. And then I know he like really like grew in the world of like comedy. So I imagine like the connections he would have with the comedians that would be there. And just like
Yeah,
the level of the comedians that were there. So I had high expectations just because it is Kevin Hart. He's been in the business for so long. And then whenever
yeah.
he is at other people's roast, he does a fairly good job. So like expecting that same level of like comedy and roasting. So I had high expectations for sure.
Same. I felt the same way. Over the last few years, Kevin Hart has definitely fallen off as far as funny to me. His movies just haven't been good in a long time. I think I've only liked maybe two or three good Kevin Hart movies in the last few years. Now his shows are a little different. He has had two really good shows that he did that were really good. But funny wise, he's just been okay. I thought he's been a better host than his roast. I do think going in when I seen that Shane Gillis was hosting, I said, okay, it's gonna be funny, but they're gonna toe that line for sure. There's gonna be a lot of line towing. When I seen Shane Gillis and I seen Tony Hinchcliffe, I said there's gonna be some crazy stuff said, and of course it was. So that was my first thought. Like, can all these people mesh together and create something funny in the name of comedy? So that was my thought.
Yeah, for me, my expectations were, I would say mid.
Hmm.
I think roast can get a little corny sometimes.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Um, but what had me excited to watch this roast was Naeem Lynn from the Plastic Cup Boys when he
Hmm.
was making a joke about Draymond Green saying, your name sound like an ugly paint color. Like I thought that was funny. So I was like, yo, this actually might be a really good roast. And I expected like some big names to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Like I didn't look at the list of who was gonna be on the dais.
same.
So my expectations were mid, but I was still looking forward to it for sure.
So
Yeah.
as you started sitting down to watch it, you watch this 3 hour long roast. First guy to come out, Tom Brady. Was Tom? I'm sorry, no. First guy was Usher.
Usher.
Was Usher needed, or did y'all feel like me and think Usher's roast was really weird? I thought Usher was very unfunny, and him singing it made it weird. So him singing one of his songs turned into a roast kind of made it weird to me, and it wasn't funny. It felt like they wrote all of those jokes for Usher. They got a team of writers at Netflix, and they wrote all those jokes for Usher, and it just wasn't fun. And it went on for so long to
For so
me
long.
that just made it like, okay, Usher, you're embarrassing yourself. Please go sit down.
And he and
That's just
he
how I felt for the first one. Usher just did not do great.
and I never heard Usher sing that bad in my life.
Man, he was
I
so off
was
key, bro.
He was so off key, but I'm sure it's hard to sing your song when it's different lyrics and
Yeah.
you're
Oh
singing
yeah.
jokes at that, right? But it just felt super random. Like I thought it was dope when he came out at first,
Hmm. Yeah,
because I mean the roast brings out that star power, right?
for
And
sure. Yeah, for sure.
Usher, him and Chris Brown getting ready to go on a tour. So it's like, yo, let's ride this wave of Usher to get views, get people watching it.
Hmm.
But when he performed his song Caught Up, and he was just performing like normal, I was like, oh, dope. I've never seen a
Yeah, for sure.
musical act open the
Hmm.
roast. But like you said, when he started joking, it just It just got it got weird after that for sure.
One type of like comedy I can't stand, and I know he's not a comedian, but I'm really not a fan of like that song comedy like mix.
Oh,
I
for
just
sure.
don't
Yeah,
like any type of comedy where it involves like singing. I've never been a fan. I do not like it. It's just no.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
corny. Not a fan at all. So no,
It
I
it could it could get really corny really quick because it's like you're fishing for laughs, and that's what he was doing. He was really fishing, and I feel like people were looking at him like, "All right, bro, stop." Like you could, because Kevin
Wrap
Hart
this
kind of
up.
jumped up, like, what the f is you doing? And it's funny when a comedian. I feel like comedians know when people aren't funny. So a lot of stuff Kevin Hart was kind of reeling in, like, okay, y'all are killing yourselves over here. So let me kind of try to reel it back in.
yeah.
And then after that, that's when Tom Brady came out. Now Tom Brady came out guns blazing because they
Yeah.
tore him up in his role.
Yeah, they tore Tom
They tore
Brady
him
up.
up to the point where he was on TMZ like, I did not know they was gonna say this stuff about my wife.
That's true.
Tom Brady feels was crushed. So for him to be able to come back and get at Kevin Hart the way he did, I thought Tom Brady was funny, but in Tom Brady fashion, he's gonna always try to come back and do something way bigger than you've done it. So that I feel like that's just Tom Brady thing. So it was just kind of funny to see him come out and really be funny. Yeah,
And I feel like Tom Brady's humor is a side that we rarely get to see
That's true.
yeah,
about him. But what's funny is like even in his humor, he's still like super focused. Like,
yeah.
bro, just relax a
You're not a
little bit.
quarterback right now.
You're not a quarterback right now, dog. So it was like, bro, just chill, relax, have a good time. But like I thought his was funny. Like
Hmm.
his felt organic, right? If I
Yeah,
recall
yeah.
correctly, there was like no racial jokes like Kevin Hart so black you thought somebody turned off the TV. Like it wasn't nothing crazy like that.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was just like regular normal jokes. So
Yeah,
it was cool to see him come out there and like get to see that side of him.
yeah. No, I agree. So, what do y'all think about the host? What do y'all think about Shane Gillis as the host? Because a lot of people were a little confused, like, well, why is Shane Gillis the host? A lot of people thought that somebody else would be the host naturally. Because I mean, we don't really see Kevin Hart linked to Shane Gillis like that. So it was kind of weird to me. It felt like Netflix was like, okay, let's just put all the people that we paid that we've ever paid to do a sitcom or a show, or let's just pay them to be on the show here, since we already gave them a check. So it was kind of weird to see Shane Gillis, but I think Shane Gillis really took the ball and ran with it because I think he's funny. I think Shane Gillis is actually really funny. So how did it feel like seeing Shane Gillis as the host?
I will say I personally thought, like initially when I saw it, I was like, it's kind of random. But then I realized they're both from Philly, so I think that's part of it.
Facts, yeah,
And then also like Shane is like everywhere nowadays. So like that's definitely gonna bring in like Kevin Hart doesn't need people to bring in a crowd, but that's gonna bring in a different crowd as well. So like I really think it was mainly I was 100% caught off guard. I thought it was super random. I don't know
yeah,
who I thought it should have been, but I was
same,
not
yeah,
expecting
same.
him. But ultimately, I think it was like the Philly connection, and that's probably why. That's what I'm assuming.
Okay, okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Yeah. Honestly, I never heard of Shane Gillis until this. Um, I am much like I am with music. I'm very particular when it comes to like comedy.
yeah,
And like once I like certain people, I just kind of like lock in on those people. And that's not to say that I'm not open to exploring, but I can only take a certain style of comedy for so long. And for me, it's just like, all right, same vibe as everybody else. Um, I thought he had some cool jokes. He felt kind of socially awkward a little bit a lot of the times. Like he would tell a joke and be like, okay,
yeah.
I thought that was funny. Oh, the writers wrote that for me. And it's like, just don't say that. Just like keep it fluid, keep it flowing. One thing I did appreciate though, because and I'm sure we'll get into this later, but Cat Williams made an appearance and said something about, Kevin Hart, cooning and everything. And then The Rock said, come sit on my lap and take this shot. one thing I did appreciate about Shane Gillis is he was like, Kevin, don't do that. Don't get out here and embarrass yourself like that. So he got kudos for me for doing that. But overall, I
Yeah,
thought he was straight, but
yeah,
it was just kind of awkward for me a little bit.
I think that's just how like I like Shangelis. He has a show called Tires. I think that show is so funny. So I think
yeah,
like that's kind of like when he does like live appearances. If you know, well, if you've seen him at other stuff, I can't remember what else he just recently hosted too. But like that's just kind of like how he is when he's like live. Like it's like that
yeah,
awkward
yeah.
like that's just like style of comedy, I would say. But I definitely do think he's funny. I just did not expect him to be hosting Kevin Hart's roast because, like you said, I never saw anything with the two of them correlated except for that Philly connection. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
thoughts. It was just awkward. But like you said, Lynn, that is Shane Gillis's type of comedy. Like if you watch his stand up, he'll do that on stage and he'll snicker, and it's like he waiting on people to laugh, and then the crowd to give him his reaction. But that is just his style of comedy that he's pretty much mastered at at this point. But
Yeah.
like I said, it was just weird because I didn't even know he was from Philly. To be honest with you,
Mm-mm.
um, I honestly was waiting on them to say that Drewski would be the host. I 100% thought that Drewski
That,
was going to
yes.
host it. That's what I thought. So as you kind of get into the roast, what comedian stuck out to you? Who was the funniest? Like who stuck out to you going right into it? Who stuck out to you as far as the roasters?
For me,
Let me go.
I think my favorite was Naeem Lynn.
Okay.
Um, because here's a guy who has had a relationship, like a deep relationship
Yeah.
with Kevin Hart for what, 20 plus years at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I thought his jokes were really like personal,
Yeah.
and had more of a, for lack of a better term, emotional connection
For sure. Yeah.
To Kevin Hart. And I thought his delivery was smooth, right? Like he didn't do, and again, I can't remember, but he didn't do anything like disrespectful like to his family, to his mom, nothing like that. I thought, like I mentioned earlier, I thought his joke with Draymond Green's name was hilarious. Um, I thought that was funny. Who else did I like? I thought Cheryl Underwood did a really good job.
Yeah.
I appreciate her getting up there and be like, "All right, y'all, relax, chill out, chill out." I don't like what she did after the roast by saying free
Yeah.
speech and
Yeah.
all that other stuff because I guess I'm tired of like the historic black struggle being laughter for people.
Fact.
So I appreciated her doing that. But other than that, I thought Lizzo was okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was just, a lot of it was just awkward for me.
I agree.
It definitely felt awkward. Like I said, with 3 hours of roasting, it became awkward really fast. So I did think that I thought that Cheryl Underwood was the funniest. Because I mean, they was just giving it to her left and right. And some of the jokes weren't funny, but they were just giving it to her. And she stepped on the stage and just was blazing. So I
Yeah.
thought she was funny. Naeem was very funny to take. The Draymond Green joke was funny. Lizzo could have been funny, but Lizzo is not a roaster. So Lizzo
But
laughed at her own jokes and ruined it. Like the joke she made on Shane Gillis, she said that he looks like somebody drew Buzz Lightyear from memory.
That was
That could have
funny.
been
That
so
was
funny,
funny.
but she kept laughing. It's like, bro, shut up and just say your jokes, and then let's go through it.
He,
Draymond was not funny at all. Draymond
I
just got
thought
up
he
he not
was
a
there.
comedian.
funny. I thought he was
That's
funny.
so good. Draymond was just so tough. It's like, I'm Draymond. Y'all be scared of me. So it's
Right,
like,
yeah.
okay, bro, we get it, gang. You ain't gotta be tough. We get it, bro. We get
I
it. You ain't
thought,
gotta be tough. But like I said, I didn't think he was not the other. It was a white guy, Big J Okerson. He was really funny.
He was good,
Big
yeah.
J was and Jeff Ross who came out dressed like Eddie Murphy.
Like Eddie Murphy.
The when he kept saying play the music, that was a little lame. Like you ain't had to do that.
yeah.
But Jeff Ross is such a icon when it comes to roasting. Like
To
I only
roasting.
know him as a roaster. I don't even know him as a comedian. I only know him as a roaster. He was hilarious. Like he was telling jokes about Kevin Hart's dad. I'm like, okay, maybe these ain't gonna go over, but they were really funny.
Them joints were
So
funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff Ross was great. Big J. Ogerson was great. Naeem Lynn was funny. Cheryl Underwood was the funniest. Regina was not
Nope. Nuh-uh.
funny.
Uh,
She felt really timid up there. Like it
but
was.
they
It
added
just
her
felt
in
like
at the
I ain't supposed to
last
be.
minute.
Yeah, yeah. It just felt when
Yeah.
she was like doing the talking. And what's funny is that could have been the best bit the whole night. Talking to the mom in heaven, that could have been the best bit the whole night. But she felt so nervous that it's like, they should have had somebody else do this. Maybe somebody else should have tried this bit instead of letting her do it.
Her jokes were funny, but I do agree. Like, I don't think it was nervousness. I think she just felt uncomfortable. Like, she looked uncomfortable for a good
Same,
portion
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
she, yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
like, even when she would laugh, it would be like the little like side laugh. So I think like it
yeah,
just wasn't really her crowd. It was kind of a mixed, like random crowd if you think about it. But I feel like it wasn't her crowd. And like, she's a comedian, but she's not like a stand-up comedian. And then another thing I don't think people think about is like she's his like work wife. So in a lot of
right, yeah,
movies she's in,
yeah.
and they like roasted all his movies, and she's in the
And
movie
she's
with.
in them all.
So
That's
I think
true.
that's like part of it too.
I
Um,
feel it. These my movies, man.
exactly. So I know she was like, okay, like stop going on my movies. But I thought Draymond Green was actually funny because like I wasn't really expecting too much from him as a basketball player.
Hmm.
And then like how they were booing him and stuff. So I was like, oh, he better come with something good. I think that joke about Chelsea Handler being a three because he doesn't like do threes was
He
absolutely
don't shoot
Oh
threes.
hilarious.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah. That
Yeah.
was
funny.
great. That
I
was
thought that was
great.
funny. I agree with y'all. I think Lizzo was good, but I think she could have definitely, but like not harping on her, she's not a comedian, but I definitely think she could
Right.
have done better. The problem she had, like you said, was she just kept laughing at all her own jokes. And like you could tell the people on the side would be like, girl, like just get the joke
Like,
out. Like we
yeah,
want to laugh
Yeah.
stop.
too. So I think that was a big, and then like her coming out with like the little
The,
people, sorry if that's not the correct term. Her
That it is. That's the correct term.
yeah, so like her coming out with them was just kind of like I get what she was doing, but it's like I don't know, like fell flat for me. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Naeem was very funny. I actually like
Hmm.
wrote notes about the jokes that like really cracked me up, and I think he had the most that I wrote down that I just thought
Yeah.
genuinely were funny. And then I y'all gonna hate this one. I take away his jokes, some of the jokes that were very inappropriate, but that one, what is his name? Hedgecliffe?
Tony
Yeah. Tony
Hinchcliffe.
Hinchcliffe.
Tony
Yep.
Hinchcliffe. I thought some of his jokes were funny. I'm not gonna lie, but like, cause like that's one thing I'm not gonna do is like, yeah, he had the poor taste, the poor
Hmm.
jokes, but like some of them were funny. He was just shooting them off, shooting them off, shooting them off, which I was expecting because the way people were shooting them off at him. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I did think he was funny. I'm not gonna lie. Tiana Taylor fell a little flat for me. Some of it was funny though. But overall, yeah, I think his friend, like you said, I think his friend did really well.
Yeah.
Just more so because, like you said, like he knows him. I thought the joke about the Grammy was funny. How like because his grandma died. It's not funny, but it was.
Yeah.
So,
Granny, the only
so
Grammy
yeah.
he got.
And it's so funny because Tony Hinchcliffe has a show that literally is just roast. It's called Kill Tony. So he lets
That's
people.
that's how I knew he was gonna be
Yeah.
on some
He
crazy
so
stuff.
that's his
Yeah.
style. He just shoots. He gonna shoot them off whether they hit or they don't hit. That's it. But that's his whole thing. He gonna shoot jokes off. The George Floyd joke to me just was. It's like I didn't think he was funny. And it's like, okay, I gotta say something. I gotta do something. Let me do something. How can I go? I'm gonna go viral just like this, and I'm gonna put
George
George.
Floyd.
And that's going to go viral the very next day. Like that's gonna be the talk. Nobody's gonna care about nothing else. They're gonna talk about that. So I feel like he just was like, let me get something off that's gonna get the people going, and that's what got the people going. So
I
It
agree. I
it
never
was so
even,
out of place.
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I never knew who he like I never heard of him, never saw him until this roast. But the one thing I
yeah,
obviously gathered was that he's pretty vulgar with how they were attacking him. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, that definitely did feel extremely unnecessary. And one thing about comedy that I don't like is when it's like gimmicky or just for
Oh,
shock
for
value.
sure.
Like you actually do need to be funny and have the joke be laughable, not like it's not comedy. Like we're supposed to laugh, not like being shocked or like taken back by what you say. Like that's how I think that's what like makes or breaks like a really good comedian because you can do stuff like that and it's still funny. Like it just wasn't funny.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who feels like how do I explain it? Like them making fun of her being dark skinned and like a lot of that stuff. Like some of that stuff just rolls off my back. I'm used to that. It is what it is. Like I get like people are tired of it. Those type of jokes aren't really like that big of a deal to me. It was just more so like that George Floyd one was like, what? And then I'm talking about Cheryl Underwood's like husband.
Husband, yeah,
I
that's
was
just
laughing
like
about it, but it's also like, I don't know, that just felt weird to like laugh about. If she was okay with it, I feel like we should be okay with it, but I just felt weird. Like I can't
Yeah,
yeah, that
yeah,
felt very well. Like
yeah.
it's just like dark humor is interesting humor. I
I like dark
I
humor.
I do
I
too,
just
but
thought
not
like
like that.
even like the bonsai joke, like Kevin Hart so short, if we lynched him, we would have to hang him from a bonsai tree.
Yeah,
It's
that
just
yeah,
like what? And then like the jokes about Cheryl Underwood, and you gotta shout Kev on stage out for this. But like he said, they just felt
yeah,
like they were like 90s lunchroom jokes.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, him and Angel
sh
did say that. Yeah,
yeah, like Cheryl Underwood's so black, all you can see is her teeth. And I'm like, for the culture, it's just not funny. And I think what I would have appreciated if we could have gotten at least two more of the Plastic Cup Boys to be
said that.
roasters.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I
I thought we
agree.
should have had more plastic couple, and I thought
We just should have
I
had more black comedians in general.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
think
just
the
go ahead and
lineup
that's what
say
I'm about
was
that.
to say.
weird. That's
It
the
was weird.
So
yeah, very weird
it
lineup.
was a weird. There were so many people I thought I would have loved to see. And I know this is a long shot, but I would have loved to see like a Chris Rock. I would have loved to see like a Dave Chappelle. I would have loved to see like a Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Um, like you said, more the Plastic Cup Boys.
Jamie
Even you,
Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
yeah,
You could have even said you could even though Drewski isn't a stand up. I would have liked to
I
see
would have liked to
Drewski
see
in there because
Drewski
it's
in
like
there.
okay, they hang out. These are like his
yeah.
peers for real. Let's be funny with these guys. So I'm with you. It should have been more black comics. But I felt like again, Netflix has to appease to a audience. There's if you really watch Netflix stand-up specials, there's not a ton of black people that do Netflix specials that are funny. Like you got the
Because
Kevin Hart, you got Dave Chappelle.
Cat
Those are
Williams.
the those are the goats. Those are people who you put at the top. But Ron Taylor is about to. I think he's going to break into a new space where Netflix is going to have to start putting people on that are
Yeah.
black. Because I mean, we funny,
Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis should have a Netflix special. That
bro.
dude is hilarious.
Hilarious, the funniest, bro.
I'm gonna
Ali
disagree.
Sadiq.
I'm gonna disagree a
Yeah.
little bit with y'all. So I feel like this. I completely agree. There should have been more black
Mhm.
comedians, but like Kevin Hart is black. He doesn't like he's like not black and doesn't like shy away from the fact that he's black, but I do feel like he alone does have like a very like white audience as well. And I feel like those also people up there also some of them really this man's friends. So I feel it's also his type of crowd too. Like he got like both ends of the crowd. So I think like that's part of it too. Like
Yeah,
so like they had to appeal to his fan base as well. Like I get like I feel like most people who like him probably like Dave Chappelle and stuff, but like they do definitely like that white comedy as well. And like there's some white comedians, not say they're not funny, but like different types of comedy. So I do think like that is part of why they had those comedians because those comedians do appeal to like his white fan base for sure.
I just think it was a over index of racial jokes,
yeah,
colorism jokes. And then when you look at the writers' room for the jokes, most of the writers, if not all, were white as well. And so
man.
it's just like where's the diversity in this, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, ha. Let's talk about Cheryl Underwood being black. It's like,
Being
okay, we
black,
see Cheryl
yeah.
Underwood's black. We get it.
We've
Ha
been
ha.
sa-
Let's talk about
we've been
Lizzo being
saying
big. Like
like
what?
we've been
Come
saying
on,
Cheryl
man.
Underwood is black since the Def Comedy Jam days. She's been saying that. And so it's like I think it wasn't funny to me because a lot of this stuff is not new.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas for them, these were the most innovative jokes that they've ever heard in their
That's true.
lives. Where it's just like, y'all
But you
gotta
know
come
what?
harder than that. I will say Chelsea Handler, I think she did her thing.
She did
She
do
did.
good.
Chelsea
Chelsea
Handler
Everybody
did
Handler's
her
funny
thing.
landed.
though. I think Chelsea Handler's pretty
I
funny.
agree.
I think roasting is tough. It's so tough because it's like, okay, what can I say? What can I not say? How can I tell this? Because back in the day, we used to have a Comedy Central roast, and they were hilarious. But
Hilarious.
now in this day and age, we've heard so many jokes. It's like, okay, what more are y'all gonna say? Like with Pete Davidson, I've heard so many jokes about his dad being killed in 9/11. It's like, okay, guys,
That
at
I
some point
didn't
we gotta
know.
stop.
He always talk
Oh,
about that in all his
he talk
stand-ups,
about
so
that a
that's
lot,
on him. He always
but
bring it
people
up.
make jokes about it a lot. So it's like there's really no more new jokes to make about his dad dying in 9/11. There was no more jokes to me that were funny. So when people were going at P, it's like, okay, they're gonna talk about his dad. They're gonna talk about how many women he slept with,
Retard
this,
ass.
that, nasty, this, and this. So we gonna that's what we gonna
We know
get.
what y'all gonna
We
talk
know.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, we know. So it's like, I don't know. It's just they should have had people up there that are genuinely funny that can write their own jokes. When Cat Williams came out, Cat Williams was actually really funny, and he was just I don't even know if
He
those
kept it
were
a
the
buck.
jokes. Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
think
kind of like
I don't think
I'm
they
a,
wrote Cat Williams stuff.
you can't. It
I
was he
doubt
like
he would
I'm
let
about to.
them. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He like I'm about to poke this dude. I'm about to really light him up,
And you can
and
tell by
we'll
facial
hug at the end.
expressions. The people, the
Yeah,
facial
Yeah.
expressions, they were tense. I was like, ooh, they
Yeah.
know something we do not.
Kev was a little nervous too now.
It was
Kev
a
was a little
couple
nervous.
and it was a couple of times with like some of those other jokes where I'm sitting there, I'm like, Kevin, don't prove Cat Williams right. Don't prove him
Man,
right.
Hmm.
so soon as the Rock came out, boy, he's stepping in fashion. And even
Hey,
that, I don't
that was
think the
too
Rock should have
long.
been there. And I know that
I
that's
think
his
he should have
man.
been there
Well, maybe give him 10 minutes. The Rock went for about 45.
for about 45 minutes. He went way
It
too long.
felt like a WWE promo back in the day. It's
In
like, Rock,
fact,
sit down, bro. Sit down,
and then
bro.
it's just like, all
Sit down.
right, we get it. Like, you
We
want to
get it.
bang his wife. Okay. Stop, like, let it go
Let's
now.
start
Like, let it
scrapping.
go. Yeah, like, okay, bro.
When he said sit on my knee, I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's awkward now. Stop.
So you got
Please stop.
that, you got that, you got come kiss my nipples,
Yeah.
and then you got Usher saying, come get these cherries, Kevin. That was like that was kind of funny. I ain't gonna hold y'all up.
I didn't hear it. I had to go back. I'm like, is he going cherries in front? Come on, man. It's a grown man, bro. What are y'all doing?
I think you made a good point though about how this is the point that like I think went over my head is that the
Mhm.
writers obviously like approved everyone's stuff and like looked at
Yeah.
everyone's stuff.
Yeah.
So to know that those were the jokes that they did like allow them to move forward with or like they wrote in for them is very
Yeah.
telling.
There was a couple times where some of the roasters were like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm like, golly, what
Yes.
else was in that content?
Yes, that happened so many times. That's one thing I don't like though. Okay. It was kind of funny when they would let us know that the writers wrote stuff, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it was like ruining the jokes. And just like you said, like, what else is in the joke? Like, if you're not gonna say it, don't say it. Like that
Don't
happened
bring it up.
so many times. Like you're just wondering
Yeah.
like what it could have been, and then like you're kind of missing the joke that they're currently telling because your mind is like
Yeah.
wondering what they were
Yeah.
gonna
And
say.
I think here's where I think where I wish there were more black comedians because
Mhm.
culturally, as black people, we've been sigging, we've been blazing, we've been cutting on people for decades at this point. And I just think like think back to the Emmett Smith roast when Jamie Foxx was hosting and he was going at my man's I am your
Be
conscience.
your
Just
conscience.
like being funny on the fly like that,
Yeah.
like that's historically how we've been as people. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying like white comedians can't do that or Asian comedians, what have you. Like there's a comedian, what's his name? Gianmarco Ceresi is his name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dude is hilarious. And I don't know if he's ever been on Netflix or not, but he's one. Crowd work is crazy. And I think he
Yeah.
could have been included on the roast. I don't know if he has a relationship, but I just feel like there are funnier non-black comedians
That
than
part.
what was on
I
that
agree.
dais.
That's what I think.
And that's what I thought. I thought it was more there. So there's a show I watch called Roast Me, that comes on YouTube. Those comedians on that show were 1,000 times funnier than this, $1 million roast. I don't know if you ever seen it. If you're ever on YouTube, watch Roast Me. I promise it's gonna have you in tears. Kevin on stage was on there a few times. Like it's really a funny show. So when you're roasting people, I feel like you have to, like you say, you have to have black people because that's our thing. We was always the ones sitting at the lunch table. You could just be sitting there. It's like you look wrong. I'm about to kill you.
I'm about to kill
Like
you.
that's
Yeah.
just how you, and that's how we grew up. It's like that's how you want to be tough. That's how you want to be tough. So real quick, like, did you guys have a favorite joke? Did you have a favorite moment?
Um, let me look. I have my notes. I'm just gonna spit some off because I don't remember them exactly. But I thought it was funny when
Ah,
he said "King of Comedy" to Cheryl. I thought that was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, that was pretty, that
Yeah,
was kind of funny.
When he called Flavor Flav his brother, I thought that was funny. And this not necessarily funny, but I thought it was a good catch that he said that he had a fitness brand and tequila brand because I really was like, that's a great point. I never even
yeah,
realized that.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Uh,
Yo, the joke that had me crying is when Big J Okerson shouted out Keith Robinson, their mentor, and he said,
yeah,
"Rest in peace." And then they showed him on the screen, and Kevin was like, "He's not dead." I thought that was funny. So we
yeah.
actually we seen Keith
yeah.
Robinson live. That dude is funny.
I've
That
seen him
dude
live.
is
He is funny,
hilarious.
really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I thought that joke was funny. I thought that joke was so funny. And then when Cheryl Underwood was joking with my man's from Full House when she said like they made out back in the day or something, like I thought that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, all of those were funny. I thought that, like I said, I thought one of the funny jokes was the Lizzo. She said that Shane Gillis looks like Buzz Lightyear
It's
from
like
Memory.
yeah,
That was really,
Wait.
that was
that
funny.
was so
That
stupid,
was
but it was
funny.
so. And even though Regina wasn't hilarious, with the when she made the joke, the Green Mile joke, that was really funny to me when she was with Kevin. She said Kevin Hart mom was in heaven
Oh
getting
yeah.
smashed by
With Michael
and
Duncan
that
Clark.
Michael Clark Duncan. I said, okay, that was it was stupid, but it was really I thought that was funny. None of the jokes they made about Kevin Hart dad was that funny to me. None of the
Yo,
drug jokes were that
it
funny.
was funny when The Rock put that picture of Kevin of his dad next to Kevin Hart dad with their shirt off. That that was funny, yo.
I was tired of the Rock at that point. Like,
Yeah, that's
nothing.
true.
The Rock couldn't say nothing funny to me at that point. I was just tired of him at that point. So we had to rate it. We had to give it a good popcorn rating. What are y'all gonna rate it? I'll start 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I probably agree. I just feel like it was too long. Like
Three
way
hours
too
is
long. And
crazy.
then as we mentioned when we first started, like it's Kevin Hart, you have high expectations. I just feel like the comedians they chose. I just think a lot of the comedians they chose weren't the caliber of like Kevin Hart, of where he is. So I just yeah. I give it a two too. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I give it a very generous 2 out of 5. Like it just
Yeah,
like I said, it just got awkward. Um, it was a lot of corny moments. Like I said, like the colorism, the racial jokes didn't really make sense. And
yeah,
like
we heard it.
for me personally, and I feel like I'm turning into Umar Johnson right now.
Joe Budden.
I am tired of the excuse that, oh, it's just comedy.
Oh
Everything's
my
fair
God,
game in comedy. I'm like, no, it's not, man.
it's not.
Like, no, like it's 2026 and we talking about lynching people from
Yeah,
trees. And
Yeah.
that's supposed to be funny. Like we're
you
talking
have to have
about
a line. You have to have a line somewhere. Yeah, it gets to a point where it's like you said, people feel like, oh, is it? And that's all I seen on threads is like, you guys don't know what a roast is. You don't have to mix racism and comedy. It can be done. It can be done, and that's back to Tony Hinchcliffe real quick. That's his comedy. He is very
it's
racist though.
racist.
He's
Yeah.
very racist. Like he makes it known. I feel like people that's why I don't think he's that funny because he's made his bucks off of being racist and Trump's homeboy and stuff like that. So people like that to me just you're not funny. But white people are gonna laugh because it's like, oh man, he said what we want to say. So that's I feel like that's how people feel. So I've seen some people without faces on their stories like these is funny because this is how I feel. Of course you're not gonna tell us what you look like, but
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is how I feel. So I'm glad somebody got to say it.
Really quickly, I did say he was funny earlier, but I was not referring to the racist stuff. Like
For
the
sure,
joke that
for
I think we
sure,
No,
were
we
for
very
know.
sure.
I just gotta
Yeah,
say it for the audience. I'm not gonna say I support him. I met that man. I didn't meet this man. I saw this man for the first time and this
Yeah.
roast. But the joke that he said that really had me literally dying was when he said one battle after another, and he said that's Lizzo walking up the stairs. Like I'm
Yo,
sorry,
yeah,
absolutely.
I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah. So
hilarious.
I will agree, some of his jokes were definitely funny for sure. But
But yeah,
overall,
definitely racist and like race, okay, this might rub people the wrong way, but I do feel like there are ways to say something that's low-key racist and make it funny. Like I feel like that's been a part of comedy for years, and it kind of does feel
that's
like,
all races, yeah.
yeah, like because literally it could be a black joke and it's funny because, but it's more so like when black people also are in on the joke and like we also agree with like maybe that stereotype or no, there's a lot of
It's
people
hilarious,
fit that
yeah.
stereotype ourselves. But like you're not even in the culture and like very clearly don't
That's
want
you,
to
gang.
be in the
We're gonna mess with
culture.
you.
So like
Uh,
yeah, you might want to sit that one out. So I think that's where the problem was. And Pete Davidson like had a joke, not none of them type of jokes, but you know what I mean? Like I don't think we would like be so rubbed the wrong way as we are with him.
Yeah, we kind of
yeah.
put Pete in a circle, which I feel like that's why I just felt like okay, we should have threw Drewski because when Drewski dressed up as Erica Kurt, that was so funny to me
That was funny.
because every time I see her now, I
That's
can't
what you
see
see. You
anything
see
but
Drewski.
Literally.
Drewski. So his mannerisms, the way he act, I'm like, bro, he would have if he would have came out on stage like that,
It would have
that
went
would have
crazy in there.
that would have tore the entire thing down.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just what's ironic is like you got these people that are like so against critical race theory, right? But will sit there and crack up at Shane Gillis's lynch him on a bonsai tree joke.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
it's just like, come on, y'all. Y'all can't pick and choose.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
right.
I guess it's just exhausting. After a while, it just got exhausting for me and it just made the roast like not enjoyable.
I
Yeah,
ain't
I
never
feel
got to
like
watch it
they
again.
took it to the extreme that like we're not used to. It's not even like that's the thing though. It's just like not fun. It's not even taking it to an extreme. It's just not fun.
Not funny. Yeah.
But you know, I heard somebody say that I forgot the guy name. He's a podcast. He's really good too. I can't think of his name though. But he said this only went over because it was Kevin Hart. He said this couldn't have went up. If this was Cat Williams, no, I don't feel. I feel like none of them jokes could have went over because Cat's not going to.
That's
He
true.
ain't gonna
Let
sit there
that
and let you
fly.
coon him too long. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. Kevin Hart just like, oh man, these my people. And I felt like he said Kevin Hart is that type of guy. So he just kind of let it rock where another comedian, Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, they wouldn't have let none of that rock as long as it rocked.
Who comedian Godfrey? Like
100%.
Yeah,
he he wouldn't have let that fly. So
no, no, no.
so
Listen,
chat. Y'all tell us what y'all thought about the roast. What was your favorite joke? What did you like? What did you dislike? What popcorn rating would y'all give it out of five? We want to see y'all in the comments, and we
what up,
appreciate
chat?
y'all Yeah, what up, chat? We appreciate
And
y'all
don't talk
engagement.
about our noses either.
You know who you are. But no, we appreciate y'all engagement in the comments. Definitely keep it coming. We want y'all to like, we want y'all to subscribe and share our podcast. This is our family chat now going out to the world. So y'all be a part of our family and join the conversation. Thank y'all for
Yeah.
listening to episode number 3 of Popcorn and Hot Takes. And give us some suggestions. What shows should we watch? What movies should we watch? Let's see. But thank y'all for tuning
Nemesis.
in.
Nemesis, guys,
Nemesis,
check that out. And Man on Fire.
Nemesis, and
I
Man on
put that in the
Fire.
chat. I'll put them in the chat for y'all can
All right,
remember.
bet. But no, we'll see y'all next episode. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share, and y'all have a great week. Until next time, peace.
Until next time.